Everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're not just talking about a footballer. We're talking about a phenomenon, a titan whose name echoes across generations and defines the very essence of the beautiful game. We're talking about Pelé, the one and only. Get ready, because this isn't just a biography. It's a journey through the life of a legend, from the dusty streets of Brazil to the dazzling lights of global stardom. You think you know Pelé? Trust me, there's always more to discover about Pelé. Our story begins far from the roaring stadiums, in a small, humble town in Brazil called Corax, Minas Gerais. It's October 23, 1940, and a boy named Edson Arantes do Nascimento enters the world. His father, João Ramos do Nascimento, known as Dondinho, was a modest professional footballer himself, a crucial detail, as it was Dondinho who first sparked the flame of football in young Edson's heart. But life wasn't easy. The family soon moved to Boru in São Paulo state, and poverty was a constant companion. Imagine this, the future king of football couldn't afford a proper ball. His first footballs were often a sock stuffed with newspaper and tied with string, or a grapefruit. Can you believe it? This wasn't just play. It was survival, it was passion, it was hours spent barefoot on the streets, dribbling, passing, scoring against imaginary defenders. It was here, during these formative years, that his legendary technique was forged, and the name Pelé. It wasn't always glamorous. As a child, he mispronounced the name of his favorite local goalkeeper, Bile, and Pelé stuck. He hated it at first, but destiny had other plans. His early teams had names like Ameriquinha and Setembro, often playing in local tournaments, winning prizes like a bag of peanuts or a few soft drinks. But even then, the extraordinary talent was undeniable. Then came 1950, a moment etched into the soul of Brazil. The World Cup, hosted in their own backyard, ended in heartbreak as Uruguay snatched victory. Young Pelé, just 10 years old, witnessed his father weep. In that moment, a promise was made, a promise that would change history. "Don't cry, Papa. One day I'll win the World Cup for you." That promise would soon set him on a path to destiny. His incredible talent caught the eye of Valdemar de Brito, a former Brazilian national team player. De Brito knew he had found something special. He took the scrawny 15-year-old to Santos Football Club in 1956, confidently telling the directors, "This boy will be the greatest football player in the world." And oh, how right he was. Pelé signed his first professional contract with Santos that very year, 1956, and the impact? Instantaneous. He scored on his debut against Corinthians Santo André, a sign of the fireworks to come. By 1957, at just 16, he was the top scorer in the Campeonato Paulista, Brazil's premier state league. This wasn't just a player. This was a force of nature. His nearly 2 decades at Santos, from 1956 to 1974, transformed a regional club into a global phenomenon. Pelé wasn't just scoring goals. He was inventing new ways to play the game. His pace, power, incredible dribbling, two-footed shots, and unmatched aerial ability made him virtually unplayable. He was also an exceptional passer, a true playmaker. With Pelé, Santos conquered Brazil and the world. They won 9 São Paulo state championships, 6 Brazilian national championships, the Taça Brasil Roberto Gomes Pedrosa, but most importantly, they lifted the coveted Copa Libertadores, South America's premier club competition, twice, in 1962 and 1963. They then proved their global dominance by winning the Intercontinental Cup against European champions Benfica and AC Milan in those same years. Santos, with Pelé, became the most famous club team on the planet, embarking on world tour where crowds flocked just to see the king play. His influence was so immense that, famously, in 1969, a 48-hour ceasefire was declared in Nigeria during its civil war, just so both sides could watch Pelé and Santos play an exhibition match. Think about that for a second, a football player stopping a war. That was Pelé's power. And then, on November 19, 1969, history was made again. At the Maracana Stadium, Pelé converted a penalty against Vasco da Gama, scoring his 1,000th career goal, including friendlies. The stadium erupted. The game stopped for almost 30 minutes as fans stormed the pitch, wanting to touch their hero. This wasn't just a goal. It was a cultural event, a moment of national pride. Affectionately known as O Milésimo the Thousandth, But while his club career was legendary, it was on the biggest stage, the FIFA World Cup, where Pelé truly solidified his status as the greatest. He's the only player in history to win 3 World Cups. Let that sink in. First, Sweden, 1958. A skinny, shy 17-year-old arrived, initially overlooked, even injured. But once he stepped onto the pitch, the world gasped. His performance was breathtaking. A goal against Wales in the quarters, a sensational hat-trick against France in the semi-finals including an iconic flick over a defender, followed by a volley. And then, the final against Sweden, 2 more goals, including arguably the most famous goal in World Cup history, juggling the ball over a defender's head before volleying it in. Brazil won their first World Cup, and a star was born. The world knew him as Pelé, and his nickname, Ore the King, was proclaimed. Next, Chile, 1962. Pelé started strong, scoring a magnificent goal against Mexico. But in the second match against Czechoslovakia, disaster struck. A pulled muscle meant his tournament was over. Yet, Brazil, fueled by the brilliant Garrincha, still triumphed, defending their title. Pelé, though injured, still earned his second World Cup winner's medal. Then came the dark chapter. England, 1966. The tournament was marred by brutal defending tactics. Pelé was relentlessly fouled, kicked out of the game against Bulgaria, and then again against Portugal. The protection from referees was non-existent. Brazil crashed out in the group stage, and a frustrated Pelé vowed never to play in another World Cup. It seemed his international career was over. But fate, and the passionate pleas of the Brazilian nation, intervened. For Mexico, 1970, Pelé returned, leading what many consider the greatest football team ever assembled. This Brazil squad was poetry in motion. Jairzinho, Rivellino, Tostão, Gerson, and of course, Pelé, all in their prime. Pelé was the orchestrator, the goal scorer, the assist king. He scored 4 goals, provided 6 assists, and showcased moments of pure genius. The incredible dummy against Uruguay that almost led to a goal. The header against England that brought out Gordon Banks's save of the century. And the opening goal in the final against Italy, a majestic header that set the tone. Then, the piece de resistance, his perfectly weighted pass for Carlos Alberto's thunderous final goal, a moment of collective brilliance. Brazil won 4-1, lifting the Jules Rimet trophy permanently. Pelé, at 29, cemented his legend with his 3rd World Cup, weeping tears of joy, fulfilling that childhood promise to his father. Let's talk numbers, because they are truly staggering. Total career goals, official and friendlies, widely recognized by Guinness World Records as 1,279 goals in 1,363 games. A mind-boggling achievement. Official goals club and country, over 757 goals in official competitive matches. A record that stood for decades. Santos FC goals, 643 goals in 659 official matches, making him Santos' all-time top scorer. Brazil national team goals, 77 goals in 92 official matches, making him Brazil's all-time leading scorer, a record only recently equaled by Neymar. After leaving Santos in 1974, many thought that was it. But then came the call from America. The New York Cosmos of the fledgling North American Soccer League and ASL convinced him to come out of retirement in 1975. This wasn't just about playing. It was about globalizing the game. Pelé's arrival in the US was revolutionary. He became an ambassador, drawing unprecedented crowds and media attention, igniting a passion for soccer in a country dominated by other sports. He played 3 seasons for the Cosmos, even winning in an ASL championship in 1977. His farewell game, on October 1, 1977, was an emotional affair, playing 1 half for the Cosmos and 1 half for Santos, with his father watching. He retired from the game for good, leaving an indelible mark. But his work was far from over. Pelé transitioned into a new role, global ambassador for football and humanity. He worked for the United Nations, UNESCO, served as Brazil's extraordinary minister for sport from 1995 to 1998, and championed countless charitable causes. He was named FIFA Co-Player of the Century alongside Diego Maradona, and the International Olympic Committee's Athlete of the Century. His charisma, his infectious smile, and his dedication to the sport never waned. Pelé coined the phrase "the beautiful game" for football, and he embodied it. He wasn't just a goal scorer. He was an artist, a pioneer, a symbol of what dedication, talent, and passion could achieve. He inspired millions, transcending race, nationality, and economic status. In his later years, Pelé bravely battled health issues, including colon cancer. Yet, even as his physical health declined, his spirit remained strong, his legacy untouchable. On December 29, 2022, at the age of 82, the world mourned. Pelé passed away in São Paulo, Brazil. The king had left the pitch for the final time. Tributes poured in from every corner of the globe from fellow legends, world leaders, and billions of fans whose lives he had touched. His funeral was a national event, a testament to his immense impact. His body lay in state at Vila Belmiro, the Santos FC stadium, where his legend began. Hundreds of thousands paid their respects, a sea of black and white, the colors of Santos, and the uniform he wore to conquer the world. Pelé was more than a footballer. He was a cultural phenomenon, a beacon of joy, and a living legend. He transcended the sport itself, showing the world a boy from humble beginnings could rise to become the greatest of all time, inspiring generations with his skill, his grace, and his unwavering spirit. The beautiful game will forever be synonymous with one name, Pelé. And though he may be gone, his legend, like his goals, will live on forever. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the extraordinary life of Pelé. What is your favorite memory of Pelé? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more legendary stories from the world of sport. We'll see you in the next one.